Beach. How we doing tonight? I heard Sean ask earlier, who are my Long Beachers? Where are my Long Beachers at? Yeah, I didn't want to admit it and shit. What happened there? Yeah, reluctantly, I guess. Man, I'll tell you what, I grew up in Arizona, so like my old info.
Oh, you're going to take that with
I also know Mississippi. Thank you. You're relying on the state cues in your house. No, but my only info about Long Beach, like growing up in Arizona, was like through like Dr. Dre and Snoop. You know, I get down here, it's like all nice and shit. You know, they never talked about the farmers market. You know, it's like cauliflower made by Snoop, beats by Dre. So I'm an alcoholic. Woo! Yeah, no, not in the fun way. More than like people are talking about you at Thanksgiving kind of way. Currently unemployed and in treatment, so life's going pretty well. But moving in the right direction right now. No, but I am, you know, my buddy Steve finally convinced me to get help, right? So he's like, dude, you gotta get help for this. And he's like getting a 6-foot bar at the time, so it's kind of weird taking advice. But I did, you know, I went, I Googled AA, and the dude on the phone was so cool. He's like, look, man, he's like, I'll be out there in like 40 minutes. He's like, you're in a safe place? I was like, I am. And so I'm waiting for him, get a knock on the door, open the door. I'm like, I've seen AA enough in movies and shit. I know what you're supposed to do. So I'm like, hey, my name is Reggie, and I'm an alcoholic. He's like, hey, my name is Ray, I'm here to tow your car. I might have Googled an extra A on that one. Cool guy though, we drank all weekend. Stellar dude. Yeah, but like, you never do this either. My buddy Steve, this is what he told me. If someone's going through withdrawals, don't ever say this to them. Reggie, you gotta fight the demons. Like, whoa. If I'm gonna be fighting demons, I'm probably gonna want a Jack and Coke. If I'm fighting demons, I may want some Coke. I don't know. I've never fought anything before, so I want to have my reflexes up, you know? First thing I had to do was get a sponsor, and luckily for me, I got Nike, which is pretty awesome. Except every time I call him, he's like, just do it. I'm such a big fucking deal. Remember the Just Do It campaign? Like, it got so big after a while, like, fat people were wearing Just Do It shirts. Like, should just be like, could you just do it? Because I don't feel like it. I'm not feeling it today. Hear people say stupid shit all the time. Why is it every time you go to a Chinese restaurant, someone in your party inevitably will utter this phrase? You know, I can tell this is a good Chinese restaurant because there's a lot of Chinese people eating. But nobody ever goes to Applebee's and is like, you know, I can tell this is a fine white trash establishment. Because that gentleman over there is wearing a Skinner t-shirt with a full. I got another buddy, he says knock on wood for totally preventable situations. It'd be like, man, hope I don't get her pregnant. Knock on wood. Like, Steve, you want to just wear a condom? He's like, no, I'm just going to keep knocking on wood. Because we working out thus far. My other buddy Brian, he'll say, can you believe we can put a man on the moon and like apply that to things that have nothing to do with technological advances? You know, he's like, do you believe we can put a man on the moon and yet I can't pay my rent 10 days late? A man on the moon. The moon. Technology kills me, man, I'm telling you. Computers. The one thing I like about computers, they give you 3 answers to a yes/no question, right? You got yes, no, and cancel. Like, how nice would it be to have cancel in your life, right? Like, sir, is this your date, sir? You're gonna engage in the comedy tonight? Hey! Is this your date?
This is my date tonight.
This is your date, she's cool, right? You guys get along?
So far.
Yeah, so far so good. And so, like, but if there was a big game you wanted to watch, and like she's like, my mom's cooking on Sunday, you know, and you're like, you don't want to say yes, you can't say no. What if you could just cancel the whole fucking question? They're like, you want me to remind you in 30 days? Sure, whatever. I don't really care. It's fine. Computers tripping me out. Too many passwords. You know what I mean? Too many goddamn passwords. Being an alcoholic with passwords, man, that's no good. It's like giving a dog a bicycle, you know? It's like, depends on what mood I was in that day. I'm like, what is the password? Asshole 11. Nah, man, I was signing up for a Yelp account because I was trying to get my upstairs neighbor kicked out. He goes to the wood ranch. It's a whole long story. But I wish that was fake. That's where I'm at. But Yelp wants a password, right? Yelp. And so like I type in the password and it's like, nope, you need a punctuation. I'm like, okay. And it's like, nope, you need a capital letter. It's like, nope, you need a number. I'm like, look, you just send me the fucking password. And if I can remember the email password, we'll get going on this, alright? Secondly, like I don't see the boys at MIT sitting up all night on Adderall trying to hack into my Yelp account. You know? Like, we're gonna get in there and tell people that Reggie likes the Korean barbecue. I'm not gonna ever like advise to do drugs ever, but if you are gonna get into drugs, do Adderall. Talk to you after the show. That's the only drug that makes you more responsible, right? Like in college, I had an Adderall addiction. At the peak of my addiction, I was holding down a job, getting straight A's, and reading 6 books a week. If I don't get off this shit, I'm gonna be the vice president of Sony. I don't need this in my life. It's too much. I don't know, man. Marriage is a trip. Anybody married? Yeah, that tends to be the reaction. That's like a humpback whale. Just make. I had a buddy, he just renewed his vows. Like, I didn't even know mine could fucking expire. What are my tags up on this? I was thinking, man, can you imagine, like, if you asked your spouse to renew your vows and they're like, nah. It'll provide for a relatively awkward living situation. Nah, man, we have a kid, we have a 3-year-old, and people always ask me, they say, you know, is it a boy or a girl? And I explain, you know, we're a little bit old-fashioned, we're gonna wait. Nah, it's actually fun, man. It's fun having a 3-year-old. We're actually looking into adoption. So if anybody wants a 3-year-old, come talk to me after the show. My wife loves that joke. Notice a lot of oxymorons around here, like just driving around, you know, I'd say like luxury apartments usually an oxymoron, right? Luxury apartment. It's like, no, we got a security gate. So if you want to rob me, well, you're gonna have to wait for somebody to leave first. And, I think the haircut places are oxymorons, right? Supercuts, great clips, fantastic sounds. They should just call it like what it is, like definitely shorter would be a good name for this. That way when you walk out and you're like, how do I look? People will be like, definitely shorter. Definitely shorter. Recently had to go into the Verizon store. That's a nightmare, right? It's like 15 Jerry Maguires running up to you. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. This guy too, he's like, good news. He goes, you're eligible for the iPhone 6. I was like, oh, cool, man, thank you. And I was like, I'm like thinking a free phone. He's like, yeah, no, it's $300. I'm like, oh, you're gonna allow me to buy a phone? Thank you so much. Can I mow your lawn later today too? Is that possible? People always talk about their plan, their phone plan, you know, like you get domestic minutes, international minutes, weekend minutes, what do you, I'm like, I'm planning on leaving this conversation as quickly as possible. The iPhone 5 too, it went from the 5 to the 6, and then like this guy is like, you gotta get the 6. You gotta get the 6, man. He's like, it's lighter, it's lighter, it's lighter, screen bigger, it's lighter, it's lighter. He kept saying that, right? I'm like, is there someone walking around with an iPhone 5 like, fuck man, my back is shit. I can't carry it any longer. It's just way too much. I don't know if you guys have a parent in your life who does this, but my dad, he pocket dials me incessantly. Right? Like, it's gotten to the point where I have a rapport with the pocket. Sometimes I'll call my dad and just be like, hey, can you put pocket on the horn? So I'm going to hang out with Walden and Keys later. I don't know. Can we just make a decision right now too, like just amongst people, like if we're talking to somebody and the phone hangs up, let's not call each other back and just get really mad at each other. Just don't call, it's uncalled for. Alabama. You're like, I don't know what happened, I don't know what happened, I was talking, I don't know what happened, where are you? I don't know, I'm in the parking room, I don't know, we'll make you, who do you have, Verizon, you got Sprint? It's like, no, the phone hung up, it's not that big a deal, we'll be fine. I don't know if you guys remember, anybody remember speakerphone? Yeah. Speakerphone was awesome in the old days, right? It's like, everyone would be like this.
Hey, just want to let you know, I'm using speakerphone right now.
I mean, I thought you were just calling me from the moon. So I work out religiously. I like to attend the gym every Christmas and Easter. They say that nothing rhymes with orange, but I've thought about it a lot, and I don't think it does. That's the finger level. That's the college graduate level. I was watching a show on Egypt on Discovery Channel, right? And they were showing the slaves like in Cairo. It's like 120 degrees, you know, they were like simulating it. Just carrying around these stones, just, you know, carrying these heavy stones all day, these slaves. And like, I kept thinking like, I wonder if one slave ever turned to another slave and was like, I think this is a fucking pyramid scheme. I saw a documentary on rappers the other day. They were talking about Big Pun. You know, he died when he was like 38 of a heart attack because he got so heavy. You know, he just couldn't sustain it. And, you know, that couldn't have been what pun intended. So, my name is Reggie Walker. I know I look more like a Chad or a Cody or a Skyler. I'm not Skyler material. Skyler's like a 9. I'm like a strong 7. I can talk my way into an 8. I was an 8.5 at a wedding one time, I swear to God. But my wife is so nice, you know? Like, I don't like the way I look in pictures because it's always me. And she's like, no. She's like, honey, you're just not photogenic. I'm like, no, I know. People that are 7s generally are not. It's like people that say they don't test well, right? Right, you didn't know the fucking answers. That's why you didn't know. Like, there's never been a single person that knew every answer top to bottom and was like, I just don't know how to get the pen on the paper. I just have no fucking clue how to get it. Hey, thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.